Took your sweet time, Marine? Now, here's the situation. Another member of the science team's gone missing. Since you're the ranking FNG, you get to find him. I want you to check out the old decommissioned comm facility. We heard he might be heading that way. The only way there is through the service passage under Mars City. I've programmed this sentry to guide you to the maintenance elevator. I hope you follow the sentry better than you've followed orders so far. Pick up some gear at the security checkpoint at the bottom of the elevator. Oh, and when you find him, just bring him back. Do not hurt him. Now move out.
Welcome everybody, Josh here today, back at it again with a brand new YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about this, which is Doom 3 on the original Xbox. Now the footage that you'll be seeing in this review will be B-roll from PlayStation 4 as well as the PlayStation 5 version of the game. This is one of the first few video games that I actually played as a kid that really got me into the horror as well as the survival horror aspect of the Doom franchise. When this game came out, it was really revolutionary at the time, so I really wanted to play this growing up as a kid and check this out for myself to see if it was really as good as everybody was saying. And sure enough, when I actually played this on the original Xbox back in the day, it was amazing. Kind of blew my mind, as well as anybody else that actually played this game when they're a kid as well as a mature adult as well. And I think that this was one of those games that really did influence my work as a filmmaker as well as a screenwriter. I think that anybody who's interested in really good storytelling should definitely give this game a shot. And I think that the Doom franchise itself is a really great horror franchise that anybody can experience even at the age of like 13 or 14, kind of like I was when playing this game. So let's talk about the Doom 3 as a story. So what is the story of Doom 3 in terms of the collector's edition of this game? So Doom 3 basically picks up after the second game of the franchise. You're a UAC Marine, you're going to Mars to kind of uncover the truth about what's going on in terms of their research facility on Mars. You're trying to discover why people are going missing, what's going on with the things that they're trying to collect as well as discover within Mars itself. And you kind of learn later on that actually what they're trying to do at UAC in the Mars research facility is uncover a portal to hell. They actually recovered the portal and now they're trying to activate and bring forth the demons from hell. And it's up to Doom Guy as well as yourself to kind of stop that threat from happening. You're basically a super soldier, kind of like that of Master Chief in Halo. You wear a exoskeleton suit that's kind of designed to kind of take hits and stuff like that, even though you're up against impossible odds. And that's one of the things I really do like about characters such as Doom Guy and Master Chief, is they're always doing heroic deeds even in the face of impossible odds. And I really do like big bombastic characters such as that. While Doom Guy doesn't really have great one-liners, he doesn't really talk that much throughout the game. This game really does have a complex story to it as well. And some of the main bad guys that you'll face along the way are the imps. You got the Pinky Demon, which is a really cool boss fight within Doom 3 itself. You've also got the Hell Knights and some of the other demons that you'll face even going through this haunted house style maze of a video game experience. And while it is a horror game per se, it's still science fiction and has a really cool science fiction aspect to this. A couple different weapons that you'll get while playing Doom 3 is you'll get the standard issue pistol, you'll get a shotgun, and then you'll get the assault rifle, followed by the BFG, which is basically the big badass weapon that has a plasma blast that destroys everything in its path. It's a really cool weapon to kind of get your hands on later on in the game. And I think that for players of the original Doom franchise like myself, this is one of those games that really got me into survival horror. And I don't think that with Doom 3 itself, survival horror would be as fruitful as it currently is as a genre to this day. I think that with Doom 3, it kind of revolutionized modern first-person shooters, and I think that was the case with the original Doom games back in the day, where Doom and Wolfenstein were basically the shooters that started it all. So without the Doom franchise itself, we really wouldn't have modern FPS games on current generation consoles. And so I think as a video gamer, as someone that loves to collect video games, it's really cool that I have the Steelbook edition for this, which I went to the GameStop and I saw this sitting on the shelf. I begged my dad to get it for me, and I think that with that being my first iteration of the horror franchise itself, getting to play this on my parents' theater room screen, which they basically had a stadium seating in their basement, and I would stay up 4 hours of my time really playing the original Doom 3 on the original Xbox that was hooked up to the projection screen. And so it was really cool getting to experience that in a massive scale. Like I was able to, so many people dream of getting to play a Doom game on a massive, able to do as a kid, especially with the original Halos and stuff like that. So it was kind of like having a live action version of Doom even on that big of a screen. So projection screen, kind of like I think that really terrified me growing up, even though I was at like the age of 13 or 14. I don't think this game really has that big of an effect on you in terms of causing violence, as the people of Columbine basically blamed their motives for doing that. With the Doom and many other video games, people can discern graphics on a screen compared to that of of actually doing that in real life. And I think that there is nothing worse than causing harm to another human being in real life. And I think that people susceptible to violence are going to be basically prone to kind of doing horrific things, whether they're playing Doom or God of War or Mortal Kombat or any of these other violent video games as a whole. And I think that for me personally, playing Doom, I can see the graphic nature of it. The violence in this is really bloody and gory. There are times where it's really horrific in terms of the context and what's going on in terms of the story. The gun mechanics of this are really realistic to the point where you have like reload systems that look really, really good even on modern systems. And I think that this game still holds up even on the PS4, PS5, Xbox One S. You got the Xbox Series S and X, which besides the naming conventions, I still think that this game really does look good even to this very day. So even with this being a really ancient game in the context of the graphics itself, the graphics itself still hold up. And I think that it'd be really cool to someday see a remake of Doom 3 with dated graphics and with Doom engine from Doom 2016, or even Doom Eternal for that matter, but I don't think it really needs it. So let's talk about the Doom 3 Steelbook Edition here, since this is a review of both Doom 3 as well as the Steelbook Edition. So with Doom 3, you get this really cool slipcover here. You got the Doom 3 logo on the front, and on the back you've got a description of Doom video game as well. You can play, I think it says 2 to 4 players on Xbox with the multiplayer and the co-op version of the game. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to set that down there, and then on the front here you've got the really cool Doom 3 style metallic engraving here, similar to that of the hat that I'm currently wearing. You've got these really cool Doom 3 engravings on the front of the slipcover itself, and then on the back of the Steelbook Edition you've also got the really cool image of the demons that you're going to be fighting along the way. On the side here you've got the Doom 3 logo, like I stated before, and it's got the Doom 3 engravings here as well on the spine of the Steelbook Edition. So with that, let's open this bad boy up and show you guys what's inside. So on the inside you've got the manual for the original Xbox. You've also got the game disc itself. I keep my disc in perfectly good conditions, or at least I try. There's very little scratches on this game, which is pretty cool because I could easily put this in original Xbox and just go back and playing it. Inside itself you also got that really cool black finish with the Steelbook Edition itself that holds the case in place. So yeah, that is basically the Doom 3 limited edition. This is really cool collector's edition Steelbook, which I think is pretty cool to have in my collection. Like I said before, I'm a massive fan of the Doom franchise, and without Doom and Wolfenstein, we really wouldn't have first-person shooters as a genre as a whole. And so I think that understanding where we've come from in terms of video games is really important as a storyteller and as someone that loves video games and movies. I think that having something from the past that reminds you of the glory days of gaming is really cool, and I think that anybody who's looking to play in the older Doom games should definitely check out Doom 3 as well as Doom 1 and 2, which I do believe is on the PS4 and PS5 through backwards compatibility with the modern day current generation systems. And I think that if you're looking at picking up the collector's edition from the Steelbook Edition as well, you should definitely consider buying that as well. So those are my overall thoughts of Doom 3, the collector's edition of the game. I think it's a really fantastic video game experience. The survival horror aspect of this compared to more of the action adventure style video game shooter that it was with the first 2 games in the franchise makes this for a really cool experience even on the modern day system. So I would recommend that if you're looking at playing a really cool survival horror game, definitely checking out Doom 3. So that's gonna be my review of Doom 3 on the PS4, the PS5, the Xbox One, the Xbox Series S and X, as well as the original Doom 3 on the original Xbox console. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of Doom 3 as a video game. What do you think of the Doom franchise as a whole? What is your favorite Doom game in the franchise? And as always guys, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Because there seems to be some very serious problems.
Oh, really? Do I need to remind you of the groundbreaking work that we're doing here?
No. But I've been authorized by the board to look at everything.
The board authorized you? The board doesn't know the first thing about science. All they want is something to make them more money, some product. Don't worry, they'll get their product.
After how many accidents? Tell me, Dr. Betruger, why are so many workers spooked, complaining, requesting transfers off Mars?
They simply can't handle life here. They're exhausted and overworked. If I had a larger, more competent staff and bigger budget, even these few accidents could have been avoided.
I'm afraid you'll get nothing more until my report is filed with the board. I will need full access, Dr. Betruger, Delta included. I won't have any difficulties doing that, will I?
Only if you get lost, Swan. Just stay out of my way. Amazing things will happen here soon. You just wait.
Let's go.